Well, you won't get a lemon from Toyota of Orange.
Wrestling buddies want to be your buddy.
Drug-free's the way to be.
What do you think you're doing?
Well, Miss Musso, we were just doing a promo.
Welcome to Home Wrestling League.
Hey everybody, welcome to Home Wrestling League. I am your host for this one time, Drew No Gimmicks Needed Radley. Pennie is on assignment doing something else. She's just on assignment, so don't ask any more questions. Just know she's just on assignment. I just have to make it sound mysterious to be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. But we have a returning guest, Xavier, who always shows up whenever we need help in a crunch or anything. He is the host of the XD and Jade podcast, which I started listening to because you came onto our podcast. I recommend everybody listen to the podcast. It's hilarious. If you like any of the the Read or the other podcasts like that, you should definitely go and see it. Xavier, thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. How are you today?
Of course. I'm good. I'm ready to talk about this 2-night special that could have been one night.
Hey, don't be so honest. Yeah, like I knew as soon as I heard this last year that when they were changing it to 2 nights, I have a feeling like they're gonna try to soft launch this to see if they could do it to do all the big 4 events 2 nights. And I don't know if you saw, there was reports today that TKO is exploring doing the 2027 Royal Rumble in 2 nights and doing the 2026 Survivor Series in 2 nights. So this was the soft launch of these 2-night shows.
No, I mean, wrestling is already dead, but I mean, y'all just want to beat the business down when it's already dead. That's crazy talk. I am exhausted, okay? like even, first of all, there's a pay-per-view PLE every 2 weeks between this promotion and the other one. Last week or last weekend, whatever, when Evolution was, I was spent. I did not watch the week to week since. So I watched I had to watch Raw. I had to watch the go home shows this week just to figure out what the hell was going on. Whoa. But it's just like, this is a lot of wrestling and it waters the storylines down.
Yeah. Like, you can only focus on so many storylines. They don't really use their TV or their social media to the extent where they could have multiple storylines that aren't on screen. And since they don't do that, it just feels like a lot.
Yeah. And they have a whole bunch of people on the roster that they don't use. Like, I was thinking, like, where's Carmelo Hayes? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where are these people? You forced carrying cross down our throats, which we'll get to. Oh, but but like cheese and rice. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun, but
could have been one night.
You correct.
Yeah.
Let's start with night 1. Drewski shows up to get a paycheck. Shout out to all the influencers that are currently a part of the WWE product. It's just WWE sees in a black influencer and say, like, please come.
Yes. Yes. We'll give you tickets. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you remember Stone Cold, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Stone Cold. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it. Only because of the fact, and then you get shit like Jelly Roll in the fucking ring. Like, I don't piss on my shoes and tell me that it's raining. You're not going to invite all these Negro influencers and then be sitting up here behind the president of the United States, who is against everything that these Negroes are. You know what I mean? Like having Triple H up there talking about presidential what? No. Like I hate that we're just in society that we're all celebrity and influencer culture.
Mhm.
And I know that wrestling is a sign of the times, and it's and all that stuff. And I just hate that they lean into it so much.
Yeah, like Linda McMahon is the head of education, so we're so obsessed with celebrity, and so they're obsessed with the celebrity. And now that it's so much cool, they'll just be like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna sign this bill, and we're gonna have Triple H right behind me." Talking about getting fit. Triple H almost died of a heart ailment that was caused by steroids. So,
and what do the young people call them now? Peptides.
Oh my God. Another thing that's really funny about WWE currently is the amount of advertising that is happening. It's all over the ring. It's on the turnbuckles. It's on the banners on the side.
I counted. There were 9 companies on the mat alone. I didn't even get a chance to count all the rest of the shit that's on the turnbuckle and the whatever, right? Just 9 on the mat alone. Like, I know we're not supposed to talk about, the person that was ousted, However, I believed in his philosophy of not having no shit in a ring like that because it's so distracting.
Mm-hmm.
It's so distracting. And then it's racist, right? Because then you're going to have the Latinos wrestling to Aguas Frescas from Minute Maid, and then the black people wrestling with Wingstop. Like it's just, and lest we forget, Maka Cody, but all this real American whiskey and America. Like I just, it's funny because it's just like, okay, this is dude wipe, sure. but like the product, I just be like, I can't focus.
My favorite one, and we'll talk about it later on, but is Death Breath. Like Death Breath advertised. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Oh my gosh, they be killing me with random ads. Like what was I forgot what PLE. It was like home lending for like mortgages, and I was like, what does this have to do with wrestling? But okay, sure.
Chase Bank, Coinbase, and Wingstop are here to present SummerSlam.
And where is Snickers? Is that only for Wrestlemania?
And he's like, hey, Snickers is a very classy brand. We only wheel it out sometimes. Let's.
They had Betty White being tackled. Oh, we should have saw AI coming then.
Oh God! Don't even get me started. It's funny with the buildup of everything that has happened. I would forget that the 2019 Best Rap Album winner, Cardi B, was the host for SummerSlam.
Wouldn't know it.
It was like she showed up, got that check, came out, hung out with Drewski, did not see her night 2 at all.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad because I like Belle Calise,
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't really do much for hosting. She read off the cue cards and she also has trouble seeing. And then then she just screamed and she performed or lip synced a song that she clearly recorded like a long periodically time ago.
That's what I said.
And I was like, oh, this is from your album, but clearly this is something that you and Offset recorded, when you did the first album. You know,
Yeah.
I I don't get hosting things if you're not like
In it.
introducing each match or in it. You know what I mean?
Or if
Like,
you're trying to get over talent. Like the way they always did hosting was they show up in like at the beginning, show up like in the middle a little bit, have maybe a backstage segment, and then they say how many people were here tonight, and then that's the extent.
yeah, like they do on regular TV. Like, remember there was when Nene hosted Raw? Exactly how you said it. It was welcome to Monday Night Raw, backstage segment, and okay, she was in an angle with Natty, but sure.
Like she like I remember the guest host era where they got their money's worth with those guest hosts. And then now that there's influencers are like, nah, I don't really want to do that. And then now that you got Bacalise out there, I think she's dating a football player or something. I don't know.
Some man with a lot of money.
Oh yeah, more than Offset. The only thing I will say that was cool was because her album's coming out. They said that people had tickets on their car, but it's actually an advertisement for her album. They look like New York parking tickets, and she put them on each of their cars. And
that
then
may be cool. Is it access to the free album?
Oh no, you can pre-save and pre-order.
Oh, no, because let me tell you how that would piss me the fuck off. Because as a former New Yorker, like I would for what? So like total non-wrestling story. So the VMAs was in Brooklyn when they first built Barclays, because Barclays used to be Elephant Graveyard for subway tracks. So they built Barclays, and it was a whole big whoop-de-doo. They had the VMAs there. It was the same time that Katy Perry released her Prism album. So her team decided to airbrush Katy Perry Prism on the sidewalk all around Brooklyn. Not just like the area, like downtown, but even further into some neighborhoods. And that was like 12 years ago. Still there.
Oh my god.
Still there.
It's
ruining the landscape of New York City. But that would piss me off. Like, don't like it took me forever to get here. Because I was thinking, right, like, have you noticed every time WWE has an event somewhere, it's either like wartime, like when they went to Saudi Arabia and we were almost at the brink of World War III.
Yeah.
This week they had intense flooding and stuff. So I'm like, that would just add insult to injury. Like, I don't give a fuck about no Cardi album.
Like, I don't understand, because I know SummerSlam is supposed to be like, hey, this is for the summer, but I don't understand not having it in an arena. Like, they've been doing it at stadiums for the past couple of years now.
Well, you know what it is. There used to be Summer Jam, which was a big music festival, and since that they don't have that anymore, you can tell that the state of New Jersey or the tri-state area is trying to fill that void.
Yeah.
And since that the E is so, hot as fish grease right now, why not take that opportunity?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and also there's like that story of it is so hard to get out of that place.
So the last time I was at MetLife Stadium, it took me. First of all, it's easier to take public transit which is odd to say, but it took me 4 hours to get home from Brooklyn or from New Jersey to Brooklyn.
Jeez.
And at one time I took a car. It took me about that same amount of time.
Oh,
both going to SummerSlam, because the problem is getting in to Manhattan. It's
Yeah.
like you're getting about 5 million people or however 100,000 people into this one little tunnel, to
Yeah.
get to an already crowded space. So yeah, getting out is ridiculous. I hope I don't even know what they do now, but like it's crazy.
Yeah, like I mean, they had that Wrestlemania before COVID there, and I just remember hearing those stories and how hard it was to get in and out. And
And
people
you
were
had to
there till
come
3 in the
2
morning.
nights?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
After night 1, I'm done.
I'm not going to no wrestling events in 2 nights in a row. Like that's just in general, right? Like WrestleMania aside, I guess, but like, no. That's like when they had AAA here, and then right after that, it was some pay-per-view event.
It was Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, because you basically had to. It started off at the Forum, and then you essentially had to walk to the new stadium, which is a block, which is 2 blocks, but like they're massive blocks away.
Yes. I made that mistake. They are not walking distance from one another.
No.
But yeah, I just can't imagine just if I got tickets to WrestleMania, then I'm going to WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania. However, I just can't like imagine like Raw and then NXT. Absolutely not.
It's like you could miss me with that.
Yeah, no.
The first match was Jey Uso, Roman Reigns against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, aka the Bronze. I did not expect this to open the show.
Either. My note says, "Oh, Roman is doing daytime drag." That's crazy.
It's just like Cardi B shows up, does her thing, and then they're just like, then it cuts to Jey Uso. And I'm like, oh, okay. I just did not expect it this early. After watching, I don't know if you watched the reality TV show, The Untold or
Unreal.
Unreal, yeah.
On the flicks. No, that's on my watch this weekend.
In the first episode, they talk about trying to get Jey Uso, a rub. They talk about like, hey, he's great, he's the most over guy, but he blows up because the beginning of his every time he comes out, he has to do the pumping up his arms and getting the hot crowd hype and everything. So they were saying like it affects his wrestling, and so I said this, that him and the Ultimate Warrior are kind of the same, where like they're not the same personality wise, because the Ultimate Warrior was a monster and he caused a lot of stress.
Hot garbage and cheese, yes.
But like when they come out, they're just done. And so that's why Roman was taking a little bit more time with his entrance, because Jey Uso was done. Another thing that drives me crazy now, like in the match, he'll do a move and then somebody's like too incapacitated to do anything back, and then he'll look to the cameras like, oh, do it again? Okay. And then start the intro again. I'm like, I would massacre you if I was a wrestler if that happened. Like that match is done. I'm hurting you.
I hate it, and which is why I'm glad they nipped that shit in the bud. They was like, yee or whatever, and then here come Braun. What are the Brawns? It's like, no, cut that shit out. This match was weird. I don't get the story of Roman and Jey coming back together, because if that was the case, we would have settled that shit before, and I thought we settled that shit before Paul turned on all of them, right?
Yeah.
And then too, I do agree with you. Like Jey has to do a whole bunch of cardio and then come from the damn rafters, right? I'd be tired as shit just from that, like, right. And he's not the most like fit wrestler either. So you know what I mean? Like so I can see why, yes, it affects his wrestling. And so I laughed because when they said do it again, Roman looked so annoyed. He was like, girl, wrap this up. I'm ready to go. And I also don't like when things like take this seriously. You know what I mean? Like, take this seriously. I get you doing crowd service. Well, do it in the like they used to do. Like in the beginning, they end it, and then okay, let's run it back one more time.
Yes.
Do it that way. We don't need to do it in the middle of the match because now we got shit to do. Okay.
We are on the clock.
Yes.
Once the bell rings, we are on the clock.
Right.
They have the backstory of Bronson Reed beating up Roman Reigns and then taking his shoes. And
it is the most Negro thing by non-Negroes that you could ever have on television.
Oh yeah.
I said this. I was like, this has never happened to me, but I know who it's happened to, and I'm like, this is. Oh, I'm familiar with this. And
I feel with that storyline because Bronson Reed is hilarious. He called it the Shula Fala around his neck, like the Ula Fala. But I feel they missed out on a beat where they could have had Roman get his shoes back in the middle of the match, and the entire audience would have been like, is so excited for him to get his shoes back, and they missed it because at the end of the match, you see Paul Heyman, he still has the shoes on his neck, and you're like, you guys missed that opportunity.
Yeah. Paul Heyman missed a lot of cues this weekend, and we'll talk about when we get to night, or when we get to the evening of this match.
Oh yeah,
but of this night, but they, it was. I like Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker together.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're great. I didn't understand, the outcome of this match. Like, what was this supposed to mean? I mean, I get it now after what happened, but I was a little like, I knew what was happening in the middle, or the beginning. So I was just like, okay, well, this is fun,
Yeah. The two things I want to talk about is Braun Breaker's the MVP of the match. Like him talking shit to Roman Reigns in the chant, like you should have stayed at home,
mm-hmm.
And then him going to do that spear, and he had his singlet down already because he took it off. Then he puts it on, and then he takes it off, and the crowd goes nuts.
Yeah.
And then Roman Reigns does a dive, and it's one of those dives where you're like, oh, this is going to be like Jordan, because he signed to Jordan. Jordan is going to play this dive over and over and over again because he got up so high. And yeah, like
here, I say this every week. I say it about Bronson Reed. I used to say about The Undertaker, you are too damn big to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity, means something still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I laugh because it was like a Nike commercial. Because I was like, I never seen Roman do no shit like that before. And it was like, I said, well, I'll be damned. He completely missed the mark. But it was a beautiful, cool. Yeah, it looked great. Prettiest moon dive ever.
He missed it, but you just know they're gonna be like, yeah, just we're gonna clip that, and then just everything you'll see.
The power of AI, they're going to switch it so that he's taking them out and they're having like seizures and shit, just like how they took out the that lady who ruined John Cena's entrance at Wrestlemania. Like, yeah, they took her out, and I was like, AI is amazing. I mean, it's killing the planet, but it's amazing. Like if they can fix that, they'll fix this Roman flight thing.
It's like AI will fix.
Yeah.
Yeah. The match ends. Roman sacrifices himself. and has Jey Uso get the pin. There's a little bit of character progression. I know the Bloodline story is over, but it's a little bit of character progression, and we see Roman Reigns, have Jey Uso's back. It's like the first time he's actually done something for Jey Uso. So when he comes back from shooting Street Fighter, he will they'll find a story for him because him and Cody and Andrew Schultz are all shooting Street Fighter currently.
Andrew Schultz, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes are shooting Street Fighter.
Yes.
Huh.
That's
ain't that a kick in the head? I okay. I mean,
sure.
Wrestlers being movie stars. Okay. Like it rarely works out because I keep trying to show this A24 trailer of The Rock. Excuse me, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. He's trying to get that Oscar.
Yeah, with Jim Halpert's wife.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, there you go. She's one of the Emilys or Emmas, But yeah, I was just like, it rarely works out,
Yeah.
It really works out. Like The Rock got over because he's the action star, and then now he tried to do deep shit. I don't know.
Yeah, all he needs to do is go to ruin WrestleMania again by not showing up. That's all he needs to do.
Yeah.
Next match is the women's tag team match. It's Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair against Raquel Rodriguez and
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, no, pretty much they are Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah, this match wasn't bad. It's just a hard thing to do after following that match. But have you ever had those moments where you're watching a television show and two people that don't have chemistry, they're trying to make into the new couple on a television show?
Mm-hmm.
That's how
every
I feel
CBS show. Here's the thing. It's cute for now.
Mm-hmm.
The women's tag division and tag teams in general.
Yeah.
But the women's tag especially is just hot garbage and cheese, right? So if you're trying to revive it and with some stars, then sure. This is all, but it's also an agent of Alexa putting Charlotte over because the audience hated Charlotte for a long time.
Yeah.
Since she's come back. And I get it, right? How dare you come back in and just have everything handed back to you?
That's always been her problem. It's always been her problem.
Still interested in why they don't turn on Becky like that. But anywho, it was it's cute for now, but the main purpose of it has nothing to do with them tags. It has to do with fixing Charlotte's image.
Yeah, they're doing community service all on Charlotte's image, and it shows. The Judgment Day girls, they work well together. I feel that Roxanne Perez has brought the best out of Raquel Rodriguez. Both Texas Mexicans, which is hilarious.
Yeah. How do you feel about Roxanne Perez? Before I say what I want to say.
Well, just say what you want to say.
Okay. I don't see it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not that she's a bad wrestler. I'm not. The work is fine. And I should say that about everybody on both nights performed. Mostly everybody performed really well these two nights, right? Mm-hmm. Or to the best of their ability. I just don't really see just like I don't see it for Bird Lady. I don't necessarily see it for Roxanne. You know what I mean? Maybe she, in NXT, I enjoyed watching her there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's maybe because it's just the caliber of girls that, that are there that make it work for her. But I just Rocky could have handled this on her own.
Yeah.
I sure.
I have a feel. This is how I feel. I think she's made Raquel a bit of a better wrestler in just a shorter amount of time, because Raquel was just, anytime she would show up on screen, no one would react to anything she did. But now that she's paired with Roxanne does all the, like, I feel like she plans out matches a little bit better than quote unquote Liv, but like Liv's more of a star. I mean, Roxanne Perez was in NXT for longer than she needed to be a little bit, because she was training Jade Cargill. Like, that was Jade's dedicated opponent. So that's why Roxanne Perez didn't get to the main roster until just now.
Oh well, then she I don't let her train me, because because oh boy, that's who we have to blame. Okay.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I don't like this repetitive storyline thing, right? Like, we did this with Rhea, right? Rhea had to go, Liv took over. However, Liv had the Dom thing, which worked well. That was a great thing for her to go with. I'm gonna steal your man now because you pissed me off or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, Liv is injured, she's gone. Now we're gonna slip Roxanne back, and then I'm assuming when Liv comes in, like, well, you know, you try to steal my faction, my peoples, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we just saw this already.
Yeah. Yeah, we just did the same thing over again, and we're trying to pretend like it's different. The match was okay.
Just like the finish.
Yeah. The match is literally, the finish is literally the same finish that Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt had years ago
with Charlotte and Mercedes.
Alexa. Yeah. Yeah, like that's literally
excuse me.
It's literally the same finish. Like, they've done the same finish over again. The match is just, like I said, it's okay. It had a lot. It struggled because, you know, they came after a match that was really, really fun and great. But, you know, speaking of things that are okay, we go to the first real commercial tonight.
Racist pizza.
Yeah. Where all the acts that, you know, weren't good enough to be in that tag match on night 2 are that's the Raw tag team division minus the Judgment Day and a couple other teams. Like, they're all in there for that Papa John's commercial. I'm like, man, this is corporate.
And shout out to Nikki Bella. Like, my girl came back to work. Okay, they had her in Maybelline commercials. They had her in the Papa John's commercial. Also, shout out to bringing commercials back during PLEs.
Yeah. The only thing that bugged me about that Maybelline commercial is, like, it's a lash. It's for your lashes. So the fact that you wouldn't put
Lash Legend.
Yeah, exactly. You would put Lash Legend in there, and you could make a star.
Exactly. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, maybe because they don't put them NXT girlies in there. I don't know. I think that's classist and egregious.
But Lash Legend is fantastic. I can't wait for her to get
my new fave.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss God, I'm blanking on her significant other's name.
Oh, whoop that Trick.
Yeah, Trick Williams, Miss Trick Williams. Pennie, this is a side, but Pennie a couple weeks ago was saying that she was on an episode of The Real House of Potomac. Like, Lash Legend knows somebody that was there, and then her and Trick were there on The Real House of Potomac.
That makes sense. I don't know. I watch her cooking channel on YouTube. Yeah. She's very she's who you expect she would be.
Yeah.
She's a fun gal from Atlanta. Okay.
Next match is Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. This wasn't a good match. I didn't really enjoy myself.
We can breeze right by this one.
Yeah, well,
didn't give a shit.
like the audience didn't care. I forgot the stipulation halfway in. You could tell that Karrion Kross isn't going to be
What
there
was the
that
stipulation?
long. If Sami Zayn were to lose the match, he has to say, "Hey, Karrion, you were right," and they didn't really play that up, which is another thing. And it's one of those matches where I feel that sometimes what happens,
That's
which is
worse
going
than the EVP angle they did on All In. But okay.
to, yeah. The thing that is the worst about that is like I feel after a certain point they're like, all right, we need to finish this ending. So it felt out of the blue because like we'll talk about the tag team match in a little bit, but like the tag match for the SmackDown championships, because that's what it felt like too, where they're like, all right, let's get this done, guys, and then they just go into a bunch of moves. Sammy throws away the pipe. He was never going to use the pipe, and then now Karrion just lost a bunch, but like what else?
Yeah. Scarlett looked nice.
Yeah, she always does. Like
That's all I really had, because every time Karrion Kross comes on the screen, I'm like, oh, bathroom time, snack break. Like, I truly don't care. And I get like it's one of those things like they're really trying their damnedest for me to care, right? Like, of course, Sami Zayn. I'm gonna watch. Hell, it's Sami fucking Zayn,
yeah.
and it would be great if the match was good, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it's just
it was. Y'all could have did this on SmackDown.
It's like you wasted everyone's time.
Y'all could have did this on Main Event.
Oh man, that's mean. You probably could have done this on Speed, which just got canceled. Next match is the SmackDown Women's Champion. It's Tiffany Stratton against Jade Cargill. So I said in the notes, I knew this match was going to go this way. I thought Naomi was going to cash in on Jade, but after the thing in Evolution, I knew she was going to lose because she's doing the movie with Jonathan Majors next month. She's filming it. And so I'm like, she's going to lose the match. And like people online are just like, oh, I can't believe she lost. I can't believe she lost. I'm like, she's shooting a movie next month. Like,
and outside of that, let us be honest with ourselves. Do we think that Jade Cargill is ready to be women's champion?
Oh God, no. Like, so as much as AEW did favors for her, it's a woman that's like in her early 30s that's learning how to wrestle, so it's going to be harder for her physically. She looks like a million zillion bucks. So that's why they have her in matches with like Asuka. They have her in matches with like Bianca. They have her with Naomi, like people who can just like emphasize what she does great.
Right.
But it's just right now, currently, no. Like it's not sad. Like if this, well, I mean, she's gonna be in a movie with Jonathan Majors, so I don't think it's gonna do that well. But like this will be, she'll go and shoots the stuff and realize like, oh, I don't have to take bumps anymore, and I get paid on time. All right, cool. Marvel, anybody? Okay. Because I feel like, to be honest, I feel that's the next wave of Marvel movies. I think they're gonna actually hire wrestlers.
I see that too.
Because
I see that. It's cost cutting.
it is cost cutting as shit, and then actors can go back to acting instead of being in Marvel movies.
Exactly. I didn't think Cargill was going to win. I also wasn't excited for this match.
No.
I think Tiffy also I'm here for Tiffy time. I enjoy her, but I also think she's so lost as a face.
Yeah. Like she looks like a mean white woman. Like,
and that's what I want her to be.
Yeah.
And she still kind of is just, we're on this weird not heel, not face era of wrestling.
Yeah.
This weird non-binary time in wrestling that just makes things a little hard to process,
Mhm.
and that was kind of apparent here. And also, none of them could carry a match.
Yeah.
Like, call
That
a match, excuse me.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
the
just
reason why it's
not.
like a 7-minute, 8-minute match. And
Yeah.
I know people argue in bad faith and say like they needed more time, and like you don't want to see them have more time.
No. No.
Like if you're with Asuka or with somebody else that can carry over a 15-minute match, sure. But like not those two. And like they did good moves. The suplexes were great. When jaded and got the foot on the rope, I'm like, okay, that's I've seen that spot done before, but it works in that match. But yeah, they don't have the oomph to carry that. So, anything else about the match before we move on?
No. Because I was the 3 matches in succession. I was like, oh, this is night 1. We had the Karrion Cross, this women's championship, and then the Roll.
Yep.
I was like, oh god, bring on night 2, hurry up.
Which we're gonna do. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul against Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. Now, when I heard Mr. Roll was gonna get into professional wrestling, I'm like, that's interesting. Okay. And I didn't realize how big of a fan he was. So seeing him from last year, which he was like, he's a big guy, but him from last year,
pounds.
Yeah, he lost 200 pounds in a year for this because he was in SummerSlam last year. And it's great to see the former Chicago gang member Jelly Roll, Southside of Chicago gang member Jelly Roll.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's a GD. No, he's like Southside Chicago gangster. Like it was one of the weirdest days in Twitter when people are like, "Wait, him?" And they're like, "Yes, he was."
Because I'm aware of who Mr. Roll was, right? And after SummerSlam last year, and I never bothered to go look them up. And then when I was watching, was it Fallon or Kimmel? And they were on for a Saturday Night Main Event, advertising that or whatever. So we decided to look up his music. It's very, it's like if The Weeknd went country.
Yeah, because
it's like coke-laden country music.
Yeah, that's what Post Malone is. Like I
do coke, but it's country. It's weird.
It's codeine country.
Yes, codeine country.
And that is why I'm going to name this episode is Codeine Country.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because normally with these matches, the celebrity tags out and then it would just be Randy Orton wrestling most of that match is Jelly Roll getting the shit kicked out of him. And it worked.
Yeah.
He sold like an actual person who doesn't have wrestling experience would sell moves. And I appreciate the fact that he lost as well because there was no way he was going to win that match by himself. Like I respected that where you're like, oh, okay. That is cool.
Yeah, it was the realest thing that was on this show, this program, right? Like it was, of course he wasn't going to win. Of course that's the story. Like Randy Orton's my friend. Like they leaned into this idea of the truth. Like, yeah, I'm not a wrestler. I did what I could, but it just wasn't good enough. And, the juxtaposition of having Logan Paul there talking about like they're not like us, which is so interesting because it's like you're not, but you are, but you're not. There's a whole discussion to be had about Logan Paul as because it's fascinating how great he is as a wrestler, but as an awful human being he is in real life.
Yeah.
Just like one that passed away recently. But well, he wasn't that great in the ring either. But but the point is the fact that I agree with you. Like it was because we've seen Randy and Drew before. Like you know what I mean? Like we've seen that. But it was nice to. This was a celebrity match that I didn't hate that much. It wasn't Sami Zayn and Knoxville. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Logan making that dive was incredible.
So good. I'm telling you, he's so good, and I hate that he's so good.
He would, if he focused all of his time and got into it earlier, because now he's 30. So if he got into it earlier, he would be a world champion. I think
he's on his way.
I would not do that.
It'd take some time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, by next WrestleMania, no, but if he sticks with it, sure. I think, 3 years time he could be world champion.
Yeah. And then like he's so good that I ended up forgetting that he is a celebrity. Like when he shows up now, I'm like, oh yeah, Logan Paul's just doing a match, and then I'm like, I forget he's a celebrity sometimes. So
I never think about that. I think of him as Evil Miz.
Yeah.
So he's a wrestler to me. Like because if I think of him as like a celebrity in Prime and stuff, then I'd have to get annoyed. But I just think like, oh, he's a wrestler. I don't ever think of his outside dealings.
Yeah.
But I did forget that Randy was in the match though.
Yes.
For a lot of it.
Yes.
I was like, I get we try to put Jelly Roll over or something of that sort, but I not like I paid to see, but I paid Peacock my $13.99 to see Stars, and Jelly Roll's not one of them. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Stars, this is when they had the I think this is around the time that they did the hey, Triple H helped sign this bill with Donald Trump. And one thing I do appreciate, because I work in editing, is when the film production of it, where they're like, okay, what we're going to do is we are going to cut out the crowd noise and we're going to pump up Michael Cole's vocals and have him talk about the President of the United States and how cool Triple H was. So we can't hear the audience boo. And so people online posted the video of the audience booing massively when Donald Trump showed up on screen. And I that made me chuckle. It's like you're trying to run from the grind.
And on both sides, what do you expect? Like, wrestling fans, it's not like it's the other promotion where they'd be like, yeehaw, yay. But, these fans, they're not as conservative as they once were, back in the WWF days. Like a lot of these people who have disposable income, tend to be liberal. Right. Yeah. And so, and a lot of times, even the conservatives don't really bang with him like with the current president right now. So it's like you should expect boos, but also the Secretary of Education is his mother-in-law, right? So, and also TKO is a publicly traded company, so they're going to do what they can to get in the good graces of the federal government.
Yeah.
And also, Donald Trump is a Hall of Famer.
WWE Hall of Famer, Donald Trump.
Yeah. People forget in Battle of the Billionaires, it was ridiculously great. You heard Vince almost died the other day.
Yeah. Like, I mean, well, that's another thing we could talk about because they had another memorial to Hulk Hogan. He died last week, and I know everybody is just very sad, whatever. I like as a black person, I'm like, okay, he was incredibly racist. But I feel that online presence, they're like, oh, okay, if they're gonna say that, then we're just gonna make sure we say that like Hulk Hogan is a good guy.
Listen, when I was 5, true story, Hulk Hogan bought me ice cream from Thrifty.
What?
In front of I was at the Thrifty. This is when Thrifty was just Thrifty instead of just Thrifty, the ice cream brand. And it was in San Jose, California, right in front of the Jubilee Christian Center. And my grandmother went to go run errands, and we were in Thrifty. And he, I guess they were filming. This had to be WWE Superstars at the time. That's how old this was. Mm-hmm. And he was running in to get something, and I wanted ice cream. And so my grandmother told me to wait. And so he came up. He was like, "Hey kid, what'd you want?" And so he bought me this chocolate ice cream. And so and my grandmother had a Polaroid. She took the Polaroid in the car. She got the car, she took it. I don't know where the picture is now. But yeah. But he's still racist and fuck him. Like, it's not that hard, guys. But he did great things and bad things for the business. So, you know what I mean? So outside of being racist in the wrestling business, he was good and bad.
Yeah.
More bad than good. But yeah.
Yeah, like he died, and this made me think, because the online reaction is like a small sliver. When Vince McMahon goes, it's going to be huge.
Like when the current president goes.
And then when the president goes, it's going to be like the Vince McMahon thing is going to be a fraction, because when the current president goes, it is going to be insane.
Mm-hmm. People are going to be throwing babies, bottles in the streets, bedlam, fire, you know.
Like, it's going to be the Ewoks singing Yub Nub after they blew up the second Death Star.
Yes, or like when they got out of all like the ugly suits and the whiz, and like, can you feel a brand new day? Like, it's going to be that day when both of them cease to exist on this planet.
Oh my God. We get to the main event of the evening, which is CM Punk versus Gunther. CM Punk is almost 48 or 47.
He's 46 currently.
He's 46. And I feel with Gunther and the way he chops and the way he wrestles, it takes a lot out of you. So Punk was gassed early.
Listen, Gunther, future of the business. Like, they don't really hit anymore. We do forearm punches and shit or whatever, which is why I appreciated the women's match tonight too. But like, those chops ain't nothing to fuck with. Like, his chest was bleeding.
His chest,
yeah. Yep. I'm like, bro, this ain't 2012 like it used to, brother.
It's like they are hitting full force, and like it makes him awesome. I love Gunther. Like, it makes him so awesome. Like, it's insanity. Another thing about this match that no one talks about is the fact that it's not a grudge match. It's a wrestling match. Like, it's these two people that are wrestling for something. They're not like, you said this about my girlfriend, or I hate you and you hate me. It's like, no, these two people are fighting for a championship. And I wrote in the notes, I'm like, the last time I can remember a non-grudge match main event was Roman and Cody at WrestleMania 39, where they were fighting strictly for that championship the first time. And that's a rare thing that happens in wrestling currently. Like, they're fighting because
In
they
this
have blood.
promotion, yeah, because they don't necessarily have a lot of tournaments to have opportunities for championship matches and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Compared to the other one. That's every other episode of the regular television is a tournament to have a non-grudge match. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which I think this is important to have. It's refreshing to have, right? Everything doesn't need to be a story.
Yeah.
And if it's not going to be a story, then do it right like this. Like, especially the promo that they did, right? Like, where Punk was like, I need this, I don't need to earn, I need this championship, and yada yada yada. Like, that was truly, it almost felt like boxing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
no, you are 100% correct. Like, correct, right? It felt like they were fighting for a prize. They were prize fighters.
Yeah. Remember when they used to put money behind the belt? Remember when, like, if you would win something, you'd win $1 million or something like that? They should bring that back.
I have a feeling like
that's what Money in the Bank used to be.
Yes. Like, I have a feeling that if there's a wrestler that was obsessed with making money, like if there was his gimmick where it's just like, how much if I wrestle this person, how much is this? It's this figure. It's like, if I wrestle this person, how much is this? Like, it's this figure. And they're like, I think I'm just gonna wrestle this guy. That would get over so fast because everyone knows, like, wait a minute, like, this is how much this person's worth. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to bump that up, buddy. And it would be an interesting thing to do. The match is really, like, physical. The thing is, when Gunther gets on that table and is gesturing to the crowd, and then Punk swipes his feet and he hits the table and he starts bleeding, is one of the best times you've seen a blade job, because it adds to the story. Like, his is the first blade job where I'm like, this adds to the story, because this is a guy who's a bully that never had this happen before, and he is reacting like he is frightened. Like, he gets back in the ring, he's like, what is going on? Oh my god, please stop the match. Oh my god. And I'm like, that is so inventive.
Yeah, he because keep in mind, we've never seen him bleed before.
Yes.
This also was an homage to Hogan. As I realized the finish, it was a Shawn Michaels Hogan finish. But it was super intense. It added, again, something serious, right? Like, Gunther is not somebody who it's very intentional about everything that he does in the ring, right?
Yeah.
So for him to, now I did laugh because it did take a little long for him to bleed, but I was like, what are we doing? But it was super I don't want to say blood is important to a match, because it's not. However, it was a great thing that happened.
Yeah. Very seldom is it, like, important like that was. So
that was an important time to have blood.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how you felt about getting back to Gunther. Like, one thing I realized is Gunther doesn't really have a finisher. No. It's a power bomb, or he just chokes you,
or he chokes you until you pass out.
Yeah, that is so interesting. Like, he can end a match anyway. Like, he's ended match with a chop.
Yeah.
He's such an interesting character.
Now I'm trying to think the last time I've seen him pin somebody. I think he just chokes people out and then that's it.
Yeah. Like, he's a fascinating wrestler. Also, I
Yeah.
forgot to bring up CM Punk comes out in the baby blue, the Fantastic Four theme because he's a big comic book guy, and whenever he's on the ramp, he always says it's clobbering time, which is Ben Grimm, aka the Thing's catchphrase. So it was cool to see that. Rey Mysterio's not there right now, so they don't have really comic book theme stuff anymore. So Punk's the guy who has to carry that mantle.
Yeah, and he's having a fun time in his career. So why not?
Yeah, I've talked about this with Penny, but I just think it's funny that this guy knows he has to be on his best behavior for the rest of his career. So he's just like
he's finding the joy in small things, right? He adopted a dog, that's about to die. Like, you know what I mean? Like
he hangs out with all the girls.
Yeah, he hangs out with all the women. He don't bang with the men folk. He like, that's energy I don't like.
The only time he hangs out with men are minority men, which is funny.
Yeah. hang out with the blacks and Latinos. That'll keep you out of trouble.
But the match is good. He's bleeding and then hits him with 2 GTSs, and he wins the match. And as soon as he didn't grab that belt initially, I knew I'm like, oh, Seth's coming back, because the reports with Seth were, hey, he's got this knee injury, and then you didn't hear anything for 3 weeks. Normally they're like, this is the type of knee injury he has, whatever. But like, I guess his knee injury was the extent where it's like, you stay off of it for a week and you'll be okay. And so they played it up like it was old school wrestling. Like, there was a thing with Rue, his daughter, and Becky Lynch where they're walking to go get ice cream and he's on crutches. And today on the Rich Eisen show, Seth basically told Rue, his daughter, like, hey, daddy's doing, like, he has pretend boo-boo, so that he's not hurt, but he's got a pretend boo-boo. And Rue basically told that to her preschool.
Now Rue exposed the business.
That child exposed the business. So Seth comes out and he's just like, I'm gonna get you one of these days. And then he's walking out, and I'm like, Punk, get out of the ring. Like, you can run into the. I never understood why wrestlers don't do that. Like, as soon as I
would never be in the ring as soon as because you can't cash in unless you're in the ring.
Yes.
So I would be, hell no. I would be in the audience with Drewski. Like, you know what I mean? I would not be nobody's in nobody's ring. You're not gonna take this shit from me that I had to damn near die for.
Yeah, like, I'm getting the fuck out of there. And so Seth is walking back, and just like James Brown, doing please, 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 and he takes the cape off, drops the crutches, and then takes off the knee brace and runs down, cashes in, hits Punk with the briefcase a bunch of unnecessary times. It was pretty funny.
He loves taking the hits to the head, and to the mat. Like, that shit is crazy. And I saw this right before in the house, we were like figuring out predictions, and I was like, what if Seth comes back tonight? And my partner was like, maybe, I don't know. But I was like, yeah, watch he come back tonight. And lo and behold, here come bell bottoms. and then Paul Heyman gave it away with the way he held the briefcase. Like, so you're just not gonna take it? Like, it was that, like, Punk was crying and shit right beforehand because he knew what was coming. Should have known.
Yeah, he didn't have a proper time to get the boo-boo face where he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna lose, whatever.
And thank God this didn't happen in Chicago.
Oh, well, honestly, it would have been
television.
It would have been amazing television.
Yeah, but they would have burned shit down in Chicago. That would have happened.
Just a bunch of surly Midwest people just burning
Yes.
everything down.
Yes.
But
Yes.
and the last thing is, Seth and his group are outside, and then Braun Breaker comes out with a cast on his leg, and you're like, oh shit, because he did that dive and fucked up his knee earlier in the match. But
now you don't know what to believe because it's like, is he lying too?
It's like, I'm not gonna get tricked by wrestling again. What would you give night one of SummerSlam?
Out of an A through F grade, it was a C.
Yes, I agree with you.
It was okay.
Yeah.
If I were to compare night one to Evolution,
oh yeah, it's not even a
no comparison. You know what I mean? And I'm only comparing it to that because that happened like 6 days ago.
right.
I don't have time to breathe from whatever the fuck we just had. Like, you know what I mean? Like, tired.
It's funny because we didn't get to do a show for Evolution, but they on social media they were talking about the front row gay guys that were at Evolution. I know one of the guys who was there, and it was just funny because you see people online, it's just like, these guys make every entrance amazing.
They had a time.
Yes,
like it was so much fun watching Evolution. I cried. It was great when Naomi cashed in. It was great. Like, I mean, there was a couple of matches that didn't need to be in there, but I get it. We had things to fill. But it was great. Now this, they knew better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what pictures does Karrion Kross have with Triple H and a donkey? Like, you know what I mean? Like we did not need. If you put the main event, what could we have taken out of night?
we could have just taken that one match out, and you just been okay. Like, I think like the way you said it is perfect. Where it's just like, what pictures does he have? Like, I feel that Triple H sees Karrion Kross and sees himself in Karrion Kross, so that's why he gives him opportunity. But like, Karrion Kross has the charisma, but he just has boring matches. Triple H had boring or like, his matches were good, but his stuff was boring. So it's the inverse of Triple H.
So a C. It was okay.